Harmony is basically the Lover's card. So I talked about love and I said to you there's a heart awakening coming. This again is really emphasizing the energies of the heart for some of you. This card, the Lover's card, represents many different facets of love or companionship or partnership. So given this is a general reading, this could mean different perspectives for many of you. And there's similarly, as I mentioned before, is the younger girl or lady with sort of dark blonde but light brown hair and brown eyes. She's definitely playing a role for a lot of you in this connection of love. Now, she may be in the here and now in this timeline. She may not be in the here and now. She may be in a passed over realm, which is why I was thinking of the feeling of some of you facing scenarios that seem to have death around them, or going to places where those energies are, like graveyards or churches. And the church isn't necessarily about death, but that's where sometimes ceremonies along those lines are held. You may attend something like a church, and it may be for something like a wedding, which is all about the initiation of this deep connection, this bond of love between two people, this soulmate opening, as well as, and I'm going to mention it, the twin flame portal. So a lot of us on the planet have the energy of the twin flame concept misconstrued. Yes, it can be about a physical love connection, but more often than not, it's an association of a spiritual nature that connects you so deeply, and it opens your heart to this massive awakening at a very deep spiritual level. This can happen through the interaction of another person on the planet, or through a spiritual awakening or epiphany or connection to your higher self, your other self, the other half of your soul. So it's like the seat of your soul connection. It's very convoluted, it's very deep, it's very, very powerful. And we are going through incredible change in the times that we live in now. And as I said at the beginning, we're fast paced, and a lot of unusual and different things are beginning to emerge and happen for many, many people. So events and scenarios, situations, meetings, feelings, evolutions like this are taking place, and some people are experiencing them. So this could be a profound illumination of your soul. And if it happens, you'll know it, you'll feel it. It will be like one of the headiest euphorias you could possibly experience. It could also be a soulmate coming in at a normal level in the terms of a relationship. It could also be the reawakening of a current relationship and taking it to a deeper level. Now, it can be done through this physical perspective of the base chakra and energizing that and opening it and allowing that energy to flow, because this is where the family is formed. The soul tribe exists from this area. Our homes and our hearts are connected to the base chakra. So consequently, so are relationships connected to the base chakra. Some of you may experience new soul tribe energy coming in. So meeting new people who you deeply, deeply connect with, that don't have to be just a love relationship, but you can feel the pull of the energy of them. For others of you, as I said, a recommitment, a re-ceremony. Sometimes this is a marriage or attending a service along those lines. Other times this is the forming of a business relationship, or the healing of one, or the strengthening of one. Because it's also associated with the base chakra, and that is where our finances are also connected, this could be the formation or the new idea or concept of a very successful potential business association. Or it may be that this needs opening or fixing or working on as well. So remember, there's so many different dynamics to every perspective of any cards that we ever look at, but those two have a deep synergy, and you can feel it. Even though the color palette is kind of different, it's merging through. I can feel this red merging through into the background up through here. So I'll keep shuffling and see what else comes out for you guys. They're nice two cards to come, and as you can see, there were some really deep messages connected to them, and I think that they could go extremely deep. And given the strange eclectic messages you received for the beginning of your reading, so now we have the intuition card, which of course is the High Priestess. And again, we're talking of the same type of looking person that I mentioned before, but this is the deep connection to your higher self, to your spiritual self, to your psychic self, really tuning into and merging that celestial portion of your soul to the physical. So being able to talk to yourself, to hear yourself, to have that wider perspective and vision and view and dynamic and understand it. And when you do, the answers that come in, oh wow, yeah, look, and there we are looking up in the cosmos, as I was doing in the very beginning. And that's how I started your reading. And I felt, were you seeing other perspectives, or is there a greater dynamic, or is there a different side or perspective or philosophy or feeling or something coming in? It seems to tie in very greatly, and I think for some of you it's going to open new doors if you allow this energy and connection to come into you, into whatever it is you're seeking an answer for. So some of you are definitely being heightened, you're being awakened, you are finding synchronicities becoming more bizarre, and they do. The more awake and aware you are, the more bizarre they come, which is really quite cool. And some of you will find messages through this form of connection. Also, that card can indicate a very deep attraction from other people to you. So some people may find you highly attractive at this time, and oftentimes there can be a sexual chemistry. So this energy is still ongoing through here, this bonded feeling of love, of attraction, of commitment, and it could still be showing itself through this card. So there's something in here for a lot of you Taurians about love and the energy of love and people around you that you are connected with. This was another one that arrived. It was on, I had to retrieve it from the ground. So this is the guy, the Hierophant, whose principles are very high and devout. He is the church goer, and he is the man who has the knowledge. Him and her are similar in partnership of esoteric, celestial, religious, spiritual knowledge, and they have both gained a degree of insight and supremacy, I suppose, of cosmic awareness. So there's a lot of this coming in your reading. All of these cards are actually black borders, right? These are all, in essence, major arcana cards. They are indicating a depth to the reading that is beyond your input. It's coming to you from a far bigger cycle of life, and it's being delivered to you at whatever level you can currently understand it or upload it. So for each of you, again, this could be different levels of perspective, but there's a lot of potential in here for a connection to the higher self, a connection to the soul self, a connection to the twin flame energy of spiritual divinity. There's a connection to realizing answers, cosmic answers that will take you on your further journey. I do think as this new decade unfolds that we are moving into very powerful times of individual realization and growth. And yet another major arcana. So this, of course, is the Chariot card. And again, the Chariot card plays out in several different timelines It plays out in the here and now, in the physical, but it also plays out deeply in the spiritual. The triumph is the triumph of the soul again. It's the triumph of your understanding and realization of the strength of who you are. And although we know, we talked about the bull because you're Taurus, we have a horse in showing his earthly, grounded, innate strength and divinity, which is what I'm thinking some of you are going to tap into or open up to or see something broader or bigger picture. The Triumph card is about balancing all aspects of the self, the emotional, the physical, the spiritual, and they all come together in this ball of energy that creates triumphant effect in one's life. So when it's balanced and it's understood, the power that you can grab is like the electricity that's currently missing in this reading. So while there is stillness within, and that's how you do your learning, and that's how you come together, you then create this power or this electricity or this electrical surge, and that is part the journey of triumph. If you have lost your power, like I have right now, if you lost your power through self-denigration or disbelief, or through ill health, or through someone else having a hold over you, or whether you've put yourself down one way or another, this is a time when you can regain the wholeness of you, the power of you. This card can represent the wholeness of you at the deepest of levels, at the spiritual soul level. This card is rebalancing your physical strength. It could be from healing from an illness of some sort, or from a misfortune, or from a lack of something. These are all empowering power and strength. And you get that through this connection to wisdom, through understanding, through knowledge, through searching, through vision, through expansion of your horizon, of your ideas, of your thoughts, and how you perceive things. So there are some wonderful messages in here. It's a very strong, resourceful reading that I think perhaps many of you should choose to come back to anytime you feel a lack of triumph or a lack of power or a lack of harmony in situations or directions you are heading. If we talk more about these on a slightly average day-to-day level, the Hierophant card talks about doing things right and timely, crossing your T's and dotting your I's, and remaining very coherent and strict in following the law at this time. So don't do anything illegal or slightly wrong if you are wanting to sign things or go places. Follow the law. This Triumph card can mean things about your vehicle that you travel with. It can mean a new car. It can mean fixing your vehicle. It can mean going on a road trip. It can mean moving house. So selling a house, moving to a new area, moving to a new state, even moving to a new country. It can mean a change of jobs, or it can mean jobs that you travel around a lot in. So those are the slightly more mundane energies of the Triumph card, but they still exist. Whatever way you look at him, he is powerful and he is moving forward. He is surging forward. He has a rush of strength in his physical body and in his mind because he sees things, he grasps them, he understands them. He has also come out of a time where he didn't have this energy, ideas or concepts. So some of this could be new energy returning to you after like a dark period or a flat period or a time after something like a burnout or a lack of zing. Let's see what else for you, Taurus. Just another couple. You've already had so many neat cards turn up and, you know, really quite in-depth messages that have come with them. Oh, wow. Fulfillment of wishes. Powerful reading when you receive things like those major arcana cards and then this one as well. You don't need to say a lot more other than what is on the bottom of this card. For some of you, literally, something you've been wanting or you've been wishing for is formatting, is taking structure and shape in this current timeline. It is a cup card, so it often affects emotions and love. It can also affect the heart, so this could be the heart at the physical level, or it could be the emotional or spiritual level as well. 2 9s. Did we have any other 9s? I'm just trying to think. 2 9s, a wands now as well, spiritual strength. We've talked a lot in your reading about spirituality. This card in particular in this deck, John Holland's deck, is a beautiful rendition of that deep strength, and the green resonates deeply with the heart again. So there is some sort of heart energy that's going on in the background of your reading. It's personal for a lot of you because it's still being a wee bit hidden, but you have been given some capacity here to strengthen an aspect, area or dynamic of your life or direction that you were headed in, because this is also strength. So spiritual strength, physical and spiritual strength, doubly amplified. The 9s indicate some sort of ending, so it's as if you've been in a holding pattern. You know, when you come into plane and you're flying and you're coming into an airport and they put the plane in a holding pattern and you go round in a spiral sort of pattern until you eventually come down to land. For some of you, that's what it's like, that you had been either waiting or you were spiraling slowly through a course or a situation or an event that was taking place that had to in a certain timeline of your life. I feel as though something's freeing up, as if you have more freedom coming. So we will finish there for that deck, and we will look into this deck and we will see what's coming for you from here. The goddess of compassion. Self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. And I feel as though this is the one that is on the outer, and I see we're looking back up at the stars again. I also consider these 3 stars here to be celestial supporters, so either angelic guides or spirit guides, or perhaps deceased loved ones who are around you at this point in time. You may be thinking about them, which is where that other message came in again. But this Triumph card tells me that if you have gone through self-criticism or a lack of self-worth, now is the time to engage in bringing the strength back and rebooting up your own personal power pack. Again, I'm back at the electricity. So booting up the electrical circuitry again in your system at all levels to get rid of any negative self-talk or self-doubt. So that's kind of what the role that these powerful cards have been playing in the background. All of the power and the rebooting of these cards. This is what it is saying for you guys, to really strengthen up. And then we see great strength in this one too, holding up this massive concrete pillar or structure, and he's feeling very safe underneath it. The activation of the third eye there, the power within this triumph that's here, and the wishes being fulfilled.